hour after getting the gun case against the president's son in Wilmington, Delaware.
In closing arguments, prosecutor Derek Hines asked jurors, was Hunter Biden an addict? Did he know he was an addict when he filled out that form? That's all you have to decide. Hunter's accused of 3 felony counts for lying on the ATF firearm purchase form about being an addict or using illegal drugs at that time in October 2018.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
He texted his former sister-in-law 2 days after he bought the gun that he was in a car smoking crack. But Hunter's defense team reminded jurors that no one actually saw him doing drugs the day he purchased the weapon or the 11 days in which he had the gun.
Now, President Biden hosted a concert at the White House last night celebrating the Juneteenth holiday a week early.
A day of profound weight and power. A day to remember the original sin of slavery.
Fox's Peter Ducey reports from the White House. The president also accused Republicans
of trying to take away black Americans' right to vote, trying to do anything to reverse this trend. He has shed 7% of his black voter support since October of 2020. Trump has gained in that time 9%.
4 American teachers hospitalized in China after being stabbed in a park in the city of Jilin. They're all instructors from Cornell College in Iowa, and their injuries considered non-life-threatening. The suspected attacker is in police custody. In Africa,
the vice president of Malawi, Solos Chilima, is among 10 people dead after their plane came down in the country's mountainous north. President Lazarus Chakwera made the announcement, adding there were no survivors. It took more than a day for 600 rescue workers to find the wreckage.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel for talks again, urging Hamas to agree to a ceasefire proposal to stop the war in Gaza, approved by the UN Security Council, that would set more hostages free. America's listening to Fox News.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We have updates in 2 Trump criminal cases. A federal judge has rejected the former president's attempt to get some of the charges dismissed in the classified documents case. The same day, there was a Trump meeting with a New York probation officer ahead of sentencing in a month.
The interview with probation officials was mandatory, intended to provide facts to decide the proper sentence. In New York State, judges, not juries, determine what that will be. Former President Trump was found guilty on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The report for Judge Juan Merchan will take factors into account: criminal history, the defendant's story, maybe even give a sentence suggestion. The decision could be up to 4 years in prison, but probation may be ordered on July 11th, after which an appeal is expected. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
House Republicans have tough questions today for a Democrat at a meeting behind closed doors. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who rose to fame when the COVID pandemic started in 2020 with his daily news conferences.
Cuomo came under intense criticism when he permitted COVID patients to be placed in nursing homes, putting the elderly residents at risk. Thousands of nursing home patients died from COVID under his watch. He will be grilled by the House Select Committee on Coronavirus.
Fox's Gary Baumgarten. On Wall Street, stocks could drop. Dow futures down more than 100 points as the Federal Reserve starts a 2-day meeting to assess the economy. In hockey's battle for the Stanley Cup, Florida wins again.
And now Lundell survives a check from Bouchard. They score! Evan Rodriguez again!
That was shortly after Rodriguez's first goal of the game broke a third-period tie. The Panthers added an empty netter and beat the Oilers 4-1 on ABC, giving Florida a 2-0 series lead in the NHL Stanley Cup Final. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news.
There are a band of police and Champaign County Crime Stoppers asking for help from the public, solving a shots fired incident last month. It happened on the night of May 18 in the area of Florida Avenue and Lincolnwood Drive. 5 people walking at a location. They saw a car slowly turn at them. At least 2 people from the group pulled out guns, fired at the car, which fled. An Illinois rep is leading the charge of efforts to halt the implementation of new federal school guidelines. In April, the Department of Education announced updated rules for Title IX, the federal rule which protects people from sex-based discrimination in education by including more protections for transgender students. Representative Mary Miller filed a resolution to prevent schools from losing federal funding. University of Illinois Extension hosting a workshop in Monticello about carbohydrates and how to plan meals for a diabetic diet. Free workshop is taking place July 1st, 2 to 3 at the Kirby Medical Center in the Community Outreach Room. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim, and good morning, friends. It is the Tuesday.
June 11th.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say June. I was going to say May or June. I thought June. Anyway, Greg Solier is here, brought to you by Carl.
And it does feel kind of May-like. It is wonderful outside. We'll get more details from Greg in just a minute. Keep your children ready for anything and at the top of their game as you schedule your sports physical at a location near you. Visit carl.org.
All right, that's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. This is Greg Solier, meteorologist. I got 49 on the car thermometer this morning, but I sense you're going to tell me it's going to change.
Yes.
It shall change. Let's see. We will likely 49, well, almost double that, I think, on temperatures. Yeah, we're going to... You can't figure out the month. You won't be able to figure out the month. We're going to go from like May-like to July-like around here within a few days. So there's heat, there's humidity via Johnny's place, and boy, those folks from about New Orleans, especially east into Florida, another example yet again going from a drought to a flood. Some 18 inches of rain may come down in parts of central and southwest Florida, centered on kind of the Naples I-4 corridor there in the coming days. A little kind of tropically-ish looking scenario there, and that deep tropical moisture is heading northbound, but it's a capped-off atmosphere. We're going to warm the surface, warm it up aloft. Going to be hard to really make any clouds grow vertically, and the end result, basically the warm to hot to dry scenario continues on. The second half of next week looking like maybe a couple of showers will break up, but the humidity will climb. Enjoy these comfortable days. 55 Willard and Savoy right now, 52 over at Rantoul. We've got a reading of 50 Ogden St. Joe. We had 38 about an hour and a half ago at West Lafayette. They're right near the Wabash. Back this way, though, sunny, milder, 78 with increasing clouds tonight, maybe a sprinkle after midnight, and a warm front bottoming out 57. Turns sunny, warm, humid tomorrow afternoon with a high around to 88, up to 91. Scant chance for an isolated thunderstorm late Thursday night into early Friday, with a high around 90 on Friday. 88 with slightly drier air on Saturday, and here comes the heat and humidity Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Just an isolated thunderstorm, maybe early Sunday, up to 93 on Sunday, 94 Monday, 95 next Tuesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting and meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, he is the director of the Government Affairs for American Principles Project, GOP strategist. Do you and Terry Schilling have the same phone? John, are you there? Mm-hmm. John, are you there? Where's our guy? What's that? David?
David Everett.
David, are you there?
I am here. I didn't know who Johnny was.
Well, that's the wrong guy.
Okay.
We're supposed to call John Schweppe.
Okay, sorry.
David, we're going to reschedule with you. I apologize for the mix-up. Thank you so much. We're going to get John on the phone here in just a second. It's John Schweppe we're going to talk about. By the way, may I say that Joe Biden won't be the candidate? I don't know if you saw him at the Juneteenth thing at the White House last night. Oh, my Lord. It's nothing I give you with glee. This is sad. The man doesn't know where he is. It's just, wow. But I don't know what they're going to do. I think it's got to be Kamala Harris. I think you have to nominate Kamala Harris as your candidate because all the electorates are pledged to Joe Biden. It's just getting a little late. All right, now John Schweppe, are you there, John?
I am. How's it going?
Do you and Terry Schilling share phones?
We share area codes.
Because I got your phone as 309, which is like Bloomington, which is really, you guys are more from the further west.
Like Quad Cities,
the
maybe?
Quad Cities area.
Yeah, 309.
Yeah.
Anyway, John Schweppe is with us now. Everybody you know, Joe Biden will not be the candidate. Is that breaking news? There's no way. Did you see him at the Juneteenth thing last night?
He is, he's got dementia, my friend.
It's just sad. It is so sad that they're, and I don't know why why would Jill Biden allow this to happen? The man, it's horrible. I really struggle to watch it, and I don't like it, and I empathize for Joe Biden. I truly do. But he can't be president anymore. Forget the election. It's now. So it's got to be Kamala Harris. It's too late. Oh my.
Well, I think that tells you, the Democrats don't feel like they have much of a bench, or they'd have done this by now. And we'll see what happens after the GOP convention. Maybe they'll do a last-ditch effort. But
I mean, what are they going to do and they're going to whatever they do for Joe's big deals? But he tried to speak last night, and again, it's just I don't even really want to play it. It's embarrassing. Yeah. It's really sad. Anyway. And it's getting to the point where it's got to be Kamala because all the electorates are pledged to Joe, and what's Kamala Harris going to do? I think she's going to have to step in and be the candidate at this point. We'll see. But anyway, okay, and the Hunter Biden thing, are you tracking all that? I think there's a very good chance he's guilty. I mean, they got everything. I don't know if you've tracked. Hunter Biden's guilty, but he might get acquitted. Because they're playing on the home court. They're in Wilmington. That's the Biden city. You had Joe Biden in the front row. A little intimidating. I don't know. What do you think's going to happen?
I mean, to be honest, I just think that he's going to get away with it because he's a Democrat, and maybe this is a situation. I know Biden said he would not pardon him. We'll see about that. But. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's frustrating because you see the justice system weaponized against these Republicans, and you have, Steve Bannon's going to jail next month for not, complying with the January 6th committee's subpoena. And this is the type of stuff that Democrats. Merrick Garland is also defying a subpoena. He's not going to jail. So we'll see. I'm with a lot of the people on this, where I think that they'll find a way to make sure Hunter doesn't go to jail.
Later this month, they do have the debate, and they're going to get into everything, and Joe's going to do whatever he did for the State of the Union, which has really jacked him up. I don't know if it's 5-hour energy, but they give him something. And I know that
I think it's a little more than 5-hour energy.
Well, what is it? Adderall? What can you take to kind of uppers, or what is it that they can?
Meth, maybe meth. It's definitely some sort of concoction. But yeah, this is why Trump was, about. I don't even think he was joking that he needs to be drug tested. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. We'll see a Biden that we haven't seen in years.
Well, if he doesn't do well, there will be a real push to have him step down. The president will address gun violence prevention conference. What do you know about that, John?
They're just desperately trying to rally the troops, right? And so they're talking about gun control. He got a gun bill passed in 2022, trying to get those suburban women to show up in droves for him. And, I think it's a culture war issue. Obviously, they lose a lot of voters on guns, too. But I think they're trying to get, their liberal base excited about this election. And I don't know, man. It's not looking like they're that excited right now.
Okay, all right. So we'll kind of play this out because the debate is supposed to be June 27, and it's CNN, and I know who they're for. And they're also going to shut the mics off when the guys aren't talking, which is probably going to be better. I think probably fine because people got annoyed about interrupting all the time. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know how Joe Biden is going to do. Again, he'll be keyed up. If you remember the State of the Union, he was kind of fired up. He's going kind of fast. And then he's got this yelly thing going on. He's yelling at me. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, except I'm stunned that he's the candidate at least up until June 11th, which is today. John Schweppe, how can people connect with you?
I'm on Twitter at John Schweppe, and then my organization, American Principles Project, we're also there at AP Project or AmericanPrinciplesProject.org.
And who is Donald Trump naming for vice president again? What'd you say?
I think it's going to be J.D. Vance. That's my guess.
Wow. Well, we had Representative Donald's yesterday guest, so J.D. Vance. We will see. We'll see. Thank you. Appreciate it. John Schweppe from Washington, D.C. this morning, ESPN 93.5. 7:15, time for sports headlines.
Miles Michaelis to take the mound. It's a 6:45 start in St. Louis against Pittsburgh. Let's get your Redbird recap.
After taking yesterday off, the Cards are ready to continue the homestand at Busch Stadium tonight. The Redbirds are 2-2 on the homestand so far after earning a split with the Colorado Rockies thanks to a 5-1 win Sunday. Cards will welcome the Pirates to town for a 3-game series, which starts tonight at Busch Stadium. Cardinals and Cardinals fans alike will get their first look at MLB's number 2 overall prospect, Paul Skeens. He starts game 1 of the series. The 22-year-old Skeens is 3-0 with a 3.0 ERA in his first 5 starts as a big leaguer. He has 38 strikeouts and just 6 walks in 27 innings. Miles Michaelis will look to make it back-to-back wins. He's coming off a 6-inning outing in a victory over Houston last Wednesday, and he makes the start tonight for the Redbirds. Michaelis is 4-6 with a 5.32 ERA overall. First pitch is 6:45. Ameren Total Access gets underway at 5:50. I'm Joe Pott on the Cardinals Radio Network.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Cubs had the day off yesterday. They've got Tampa Bay. Jamison Taillon will be on the mound for the Cubbies, and Zach Eflin for the Rays. And that's a 5:50 start over on US 105.9. Seattle over the Chicago White Sox 8-4 yesterday, an 8:40 start today. So it looks like Mercedes Lewis is going to be playing with the Bears. I don't know if you heard about this. He's got a 1-year contract, been in the NFL for 18 seasons. He's 40. So speaking of the Bears,
well, we're getting closer to perhaps making a deal.
Yeah.
We should know tomorrow what the deal is if we carry Chicago Bear Radio. We asked that 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I think dozens of you responded, which it was just kind of an anecdotal thing. Hey, do you want me to carry the Bears radio? And because I perceive NFL as all TV. But I forget there's a lot of cars driving around Sunday afternoon in Champaign-Urbana.
And a lot of harvest going on.
A lot of farmers that follow the Chicago Bears, and I don't think the Bears are going to be bad this year. I think the Bears might be good.
That's right.
So what the heck? Maybe we ought to... I'll let you know tomorrow.
There you go.
Our weather this morning brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
And they remind you they're your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit kramersiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Nice spell continuing on, and a surge of summer-like heat, midsummer heat and humidity for that matter, expected by the week's end. A little relief expected on Saturday, and signs of at least a few days' worth of heat wave weather conditions developing into the early to middle parts of next week. Boy, it's feast or famine, one thing or another here, weather-wise, this spring and early summer of 2024. Sunny, milder this afternoon, up to 78 with a light north wind turning southerly, increasing clouds tonight. There may be a couple of raindrops after midnight in spots, low down to 57. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny early on, turning much more warmer and more humid in the afternoon. Highs up to 88. Hot and humid for the day on Thursday, and late in the day and into the night, maybe a thunderstorm or two in just a couple of spots. Highs at 91 on Thursday, around 90 and a lingering chance for thunderstorm early on Friday. Humidity drops 88 Saturday, heat and humidity with low and mid 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868. Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
In Lawrence, Kansas, Terrence Shannon Jr. case, the trial has progressed. They're doing jury selection, probably have that wrapped up today, and then the trial will begin. And they're going to, the defense for Terrence will admit that there's perhaps a mistaken identity involved in this. Anyway, we will see. They went to trial, so they feel they have enough evidence, but I'm not sure what the evidence is. Nobody knows.
That's right.
720 ESPN 93.5. It's time for Fox Business.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
General Motors shares are up 1%. The car maker has authorized buying back $6 billion worth of stock once its existing buyback of $1.1 billion worth of shares is completed. GM is also raising its dividend. Investors were unimpressed with Apple's plan to incorporate artificial intelligence into its newest devices. The stock remains lower this morning, though analysts at D.A. Davidson say new technology may encourage a cascade of new purchases. The new features will require an iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max. You'll be able to have a television or couch delivered the same day from BJ's Wholesale Club. The big box store is expanding same-day delivery to big, expensive items in some areas. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, and this is Perino on Politics.
Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom, returns to Fox News Audio with a brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will be thrilled by the return of a familiar voice, but with a fresh spin as Dana guides audiences through the 2024 election cycle. Make sure you subscribe to this series wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating and review.
Well, Larry recently decided to sell his home. He knew that he wanted to work with a real estate agent that had lots of experience with local Champaign County real estate market. So he reached out to Nate Evans and his team to learn more about his options. Well, Larry said that he was very impressed with the advice that was presented to him throughout the process, while still allowing him to make his own decisions. Larry said he's very happy with his experience with Nate Evans and the Nate Evans Group.
Yeah, with eXp Realty, you can get that immediate cash offer on your home. There's flexible fees as you sell your home for the most money possible. Call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home, Nate Evans, 217-239-7113. You know, if you're thinking you'd like to explore some options, you can just go to Nate Evans Group and click on Get Home Value to see what your home is worth and see if you're ready to jump into that next chapter. Do an online search of Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
Every month at Stevie Jay Broadcasting, we celebrate police, brought to you by MX Electric. Today from the Champaign County Sheriff's, it's Deputy Derek Rasmussen. What do you think makes a good deputy?
I think life experience helps a lot. You can do all the training you want, all the bookwork you want, but life experience and just having a good handle on things and some empathy at times.
Yeah.
Especially, Derek, on the mental health issues we're seeing these days.
Yeah, so mental health was, I was an EMT before a cop, and the mental health calls are some of my favorite. You know, I always said that the traumas were easy. Do your best to stop the bleed until you get into a surgeon. You know, there's not much you're going to do in the field for it, but mental health you actually get to deal with from the beginning and try to make a difference before they get to a doctor. Try and resonate with them, you know, and figure out what the real issue is and let them know that there's always tomorrow.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
All right, ESPN 93.5. All of our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. All the text line comes through on the Fisher National Bank text line. If you want to reach us this morning, 217-359-2255. We have 3 seats left for the bus trip a week from Saturday. If you are interested in going, bus captain Diane Ducey, you can text in bus to 217-359-2255. I'm going to say we have 3 seats. So if you'd like to go, we'd like to have you. So there's that. And name the starting 5 is kind of something fun we're doing. And that means you have to name the Brad Underwood starting 5 basketball players for a chance of $3,000. Why am I doing this? Because who knows anything about anything? Every year we just have new players. That's just our way of life now in NCAA sports. People transfer, they come and go, they leave, they go. Where's Coleman Hawkins going? Anybody know where Coleman's going? He had a Kansas State uniform on the other day. He's going to LSU, what, tomorrow? I don't know. It's just crazy. So if you can actually name him, you don't even know he's on the team. But if you want to do your homework, we can do that. So just do your homework. Go to steviejay.com and figure it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's David Everett. Sorry for the earlier call. David, you're an online safety expert, CEO of GameSafe. Online predators exploit gaming apps to target teens. Well, that's happy news, David.
Yeah.
What the crime? How am I going to protect everybody from this?
Right.
That's a great question. So that's why I built GameSafe, and thanks for having me on this morning. So online predators went after my own daughter. I am a technology expert, so I went and I developed something like GameSafe that would be a little AI robot on their shoulder, watching and hearing what they're exposed to in these gaming platforms.
Well, that's smart.
Right.
So what? How did you know they were going after your daughter?
Well, she was in the other room, and she was well-informed, so she called out, "Daddy, somebody's trying to get my personal information."
What?
I went into the room. I saw the conversation. This was actually her very first day at being allowed to play Minecraft.
No kidding.
So this other avatar was asking what parks are in her area, when can they go play together, and that threw off all the alarm bells in my space, and that's when GameSafe started.
Well, good for you. How long did it take you to develop GameSafe, David?
This took 5 years because it's a dynamic technology that looks and sees no matter what the platform is, and then has advanced AI models to determine the threat that will then send that conversation to the parent when there's a problem.
You were a great student in school, weren't you, David?
Well, I did okay, but it's all about using your wisdom and the gifts that you have in order to really go after and make a difference and help kids.
I'm kind of looking for a genius because I have this idea with AI that I can put a little bar on top of every newscast, and it would read green and red depending on whether they're telling the truth, so we'd know which network. Isn't that a brilliant idea? Isn't that a $1 billion idea, David? Isn't it?
That's a great idea. I don't have time for that myself because I'm hyper-focused on what I'm doing protecting kids, but I think you're on to something there.
Wouldn't it be great to turn it on and then they'd have a rating, like CNN would have a 38% truthful rating?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that it's hard because partial truths are going to have to be determined. That would be like gray. So you'd have green for true, red for absolutely false, and then you'd have the little meter so you'd know what you're watching, and then everybody would have to strive for truth and facts. That's what I got. But I'm afraid it'll take me a little longer than 5 years, David. I was just looking for a genius, just wondering if you're available. Anyway, so how can people reach you at GameSafe? How can they get this technology to protect the children from these... I am slow to anger.
I know.
But you get me in that kind of thing.
Papa Bear, Mama Bear.
What I want to do is not Christian. It just infuriates me that there are these absolute horrible people out there trying to prey on children.
To prey on our youth and our elderly people.
Oh, my gosh.
Ridiculous.
So you can...
Absolutely.
So I can buy this and install it, or how does this work?
You can go to the iOS App Store, you can go to Google Play, or you can go to GameSafe.ai. Check it out. I made it free for the next 30 days for everybody, and then it's only $4.99 a month after that.
Okay.
Somebody's going to be a millionaire. Way to go, David. Nice going. It's a great idea. I hope you save a lot of lives and help a lot of people, but good going, being active in this. And again, thank you. So I can go get this thing now free for the next 30 days, only $4.99 after that. David, EVERITT, David Everett. It's called GameSafe.
And GameSafeAI.ai.
Correct.
Really appreciate it. Good work, sir. Thanks for waking up in Phoenix.
All right. Have a great day.
You as well. David Everett's his name.
That's a smart idea.
Really smart. Daddy, they're trying to get my information.
What parks are near you for his daughter to come meet somebody?
There are
creepy
people that live in Champaign County.
I'm glad that she was knowledgeable and knew that was a red flag.
Yeah, it really is, but you got to be so careful because kids will talk to people. You don't know who they're talking to.
And especially her first experience with that video
I know.
game.
Minecraft, very popular. Okay, we'll be right back. ESPN 93.5. Apparently, restaurants are really struggling, closing because of the pricing. We've got that next. Stand by with a big-time franchisee.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Jurors at Hunter Biden's federal gun trial are back in court this morning to consider a verdict. Fox's Rich Edson in Wilmington, Delaware.
They deliberated for about an hour and 10 minutes after hearing an afternoon of closing statements and arguments. Prosecutors told jurors there's overwhelming evidence against Hunter Biden and accused him of using drugs, lying about it on a federal form to buy a gun, and then illegally owning and possessing that weapon for 11 days.
The defense says there's no evidence Hunter Biden was on drugs when he bought or owned the gun in 2018. There are primaries today in 4 states, including Nevada.
Former President Trump endorsing retired Army Captain Sam Brown in Nevada's GOP Senate primary race. In a crowded GOP field, the former president supporting Brown over former U.S. Ambassador to Iceland, Jeff Gunter, and former state assembly member Jim Marchant, both his vocal supporters.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. There are also primaries today in Maine, North Dakota, and South Carolina. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Trial of former Illinois basketball player Terrence Shannon Jr. began Monday in Lawrence, Kansas with jury selection. Shannon charged with 1 count of rape or an alternative count of sexual battery by Douglas County prosecutors. Back in December, he's accused of assaulting a woman in Lawrence, Kansas at a bar. Urbana police and Champaign County Crime Stoppers asking for help from the public in solving a shots fired incident last month. It happened the night of May 18 in the area of Florida Avenue and Lincolnwood Drive. 5 people walking at that location saw a car slowly turn towards them. At least 2 people from the group pulled out guns, fired at the car, which then fled. Illinois House failed to pass a plan to enhance the quality of public drinking water before a session ended last month. Their proposal could require the Illinois Department of Public Health to work with the Pollution Control Board to update drinking water standards to establish new limits on maximum levels of forever chemicals. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. We jump to our weather with our meteorologist, Greg Solier. Heat is coming our way. Mm-hmm. Brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
The Fresh Crew Volunteer Stewardship is going on today between 9 and 11 for grades 6 through 12. You can also get involved in a nature hike or Tai Chi in the park after 5:30 today. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Memphis Saturday. Real comfortable weather expected to continue on for the day-to-day. A little more warmth and humidity into play tomorrow. Heat and humidity for Thursday and Friday with a weak boundary that may trigger a stray shower thunderstorm. Otherwise, not much in the way of any organized rain still out the next 7 to maybe 10 days, and a fair amount of heat showing up around here for early to mid next week. Sunny, milder for the day today, up around 78 with a light north wind becoming southerly this afternoon. Increasing clouds for tonight will bottom out at 57, maybe a few sprinkles after midnight. That's the northeastbound warm front tomorrow, turning mostly sunny early on. Warmth and humidity for the afternoon. Highs at 88. A hot, humid Thursday with maybe a thunderstorm late in the day or at night. Highs up to 91. Around 90 on Friday. Lingering thunderstorm chance early in the day. A little less humidity in the air for the day on Saturday. Warm at 88. Maybe a thunderstorm Sunday. Hot, humid 93 with mid-90s for highs next Monday and Tuesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, ESPN 93.5. This is Tuesday morning. It is June 11. I'm Stevie Jay. That's Diane Ducey. Often running here on the program this morning. You always reach out and text in. If you'd like, 217-359-2255. Head of the Franchise Consulting Company and the Great American Franchise Expo, author of the book, The Franchise MBA, Nick Neonakis. Nick, how are you?
Hey, Stevie, I'm doing great. How about you?
Good to have you from Miami, Florida. You sound very Greek. Is that correct?
Doesn't get a whole lot more Greek than me, brother.
Were you offended or did you laugh a lot at my big fat Greek wedding?
It was pretty funny, man, especially the Windex. It's actually rubbing alcohol, but I tell you, it was spot on. Love Chicago Greeks.
You need to get married. It's so funny. It's a Tom Hanks movie. If you're not seeing it. And the second one was good, too. Hey, so what's happening to restaurants, man? I know everything's high. I still go and eat out occasionally, but it's crazy, but it's also not the restaurant's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the restaurant's fault, and it's like a young family goes to McDonald's to get their kids a Happy Meal, and they leave sobbing. A family of four is going to pay about $60 on average to go and eat at a fast food restaurant at the drive-thru.
What happened to the dollar menu at McDonald's, man? What happened to all that stuff, man? What happened to Big Mac meals, $16 or something?
Right now the deal is buy one, get one for $1, but you're buying one for $6.
Yeah, exactly. So, you just raise the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
that value meals like my hair, man. It's gone, baby, gone.
I don't know what to do about it, and then there's just a very annoying new thing where you have to tip them right in front of them, which is also what happened, man? What?
Tipflation. It's the trifecta of economic lunacy that we're living through right now. Inflation, shrinkflation, where everything's getting smaller, and then tipflation. It's like paying extra for the privilege of being ripped off, right? You spend more, you get less, and then you tip for the bare minimum.
So what are we to do? What are we to do about this? I mean, these poor restaurateurs, it's hard to make it in restaurants anyway. And then now all of this is happening. They've got taxes in the city and everything else. I mean, you just can't go out and get a $5 or $10 meal anymore. There's nothing like that. Are we just going to live with it, or what would you recommend?
Well, it's tough, because these restaurateurs are small business owners. They are the heart of a community. They're the ones that sponsor the Little League team, and it's not their fault. So, what are we going to do about it? The cure for high inflation is high inflation. As the prices keep going up, demand for these services and products starts going down until manufacturers and providers have less demand for their product, and they have to start decreasing costs. Now, food costs have gone up a lot since the pandemic. Labor costs have gone up because the government threw money at everything. And now you've got states like California that are legislating $20 an hour is the minimum wage for fast food. That's $50,000 a year. But we're Americans, and we will see our way through this. So I'm seeing a lot of very clever uses of technology, of food purchasing, of marketing to bring people in.
It probably, to just start Stevie Jay's Pancake House isn't the thing you really do want to franchise, because they got all that stuff figured out. The question is, can you afford to get a loan? Will bank give you a loan for a franchise these days?
Well, if you have money and you have good credit, there is the ability to do that. And, what we're seeing across our 185 offices in the U.S., a lot of people that are buying businesses are self-funding them. And they're doing it because, if you own a house, the price of your house has gone up. If you have a 401k, the stock market's gone up. So the rich have money. Who buys businesses? People with money. It's the lower income parts of our population that are really getting squeezed because they can't get a loan. Everything that they buy has gone up. That's going to show up in the ballot boxes in November.
Well, again, if you're going to pay somebody $20 an hour to work the counter, number one, you got to hope they show up on Tuesday, because they might not. And number two, it's just going to raise the price of the food. I don't understand why people don't understand that. Oh, give them a living wage, you greedy owners.
Well, it is. Or when they show up for work on Tuesday, the restaurant isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Rubio's, great Mexican place, closed a ton of locations in California. Red Lobster, out of business. McDonald's missed their earnings. Yum Brands missed their earnings. And it's because people are slowing down their purchasing.
So what does it mean, miss your earnings? What impact does that have to publicly traded people?
Well, you've got to keep growing your company in order to keep your stock price high. And if you're not, then Wall Street takes notice and they say, are there problems in the future? So when you're making less money, then the value of your stock is going to go down. That's why earnings are watched so closely. And earnings are correlated back into how many burgers did you sell? How many gallons of gas did you pump?
Yeah. Any way to buy a franchise under $300,000 or $400,000 these days?
Oh my gosh, there are tons of them. Some of the hottest categories have been in property services, painting, plumbing, roofing, flooring, closets. Then there's some amazing technology plays out there. There's a robotics franchise called Robot Lab in Dallas, Texas. It's the largest robotics distributor in the world. And what they do is they go to restaurants and hotels and they analyze them to replace labor with robots. Kind of like Henry Ford inventing the car, but there are no gas stations or mechanic shops to be able to service them. That's what they're doing. Huge, and they're so certain of it. You ready for this? They give a money-back guarantee. If within a year you're not happy with what you're doing, they will refund you the franchise fee and buy all the robots back. I mean, talk about the wave of the future. Then I'm seeing other very cool things where you have to have them. Here's one that I thought was incredible. It's a pet memorial, funeral, and cremation franchise called Resting Rainbow. During the pandemic, it's like 70 million dogs are out there. They're all going to die, unfortunately. Somebody's got to take care of them. These entrepreneurs built this system. They launched it, and it is going gangbusters because if you have a pet and it passes away, you want to remember it.
Yeah, no, I usually go to my vet for that, but no, definitely that's a market. I'm positive. So
the vet is actually their client. It's a B2B, right? So the vets, they open up, and then all the vets are using these guys for their cremations and so on. Talk about a recession-resistant, inflation-resistant business. Resting Rainbow, amazing what they're doing.
What about food? I mean, people still getting, it still costs $1 million to get a McDonald's even if you wanted one, right?
It is. What I'm seeing is everything's moving towards the middle. The higher-end restaurants, the really high-end, they're not going to be impacted at all. But if going to a higher-end restaurant was a special treat, date night, people are starting to move into what they call quick-serve restaurants. And for the people that used to splurge on a really nice night out, that usually maybe you're eating McDonald's or Burger King, then they're not going to the Mortons anymore. They're going kind of midline. So companies like Mahana Fresh are really doing some amazing things. It's kind of like a Chipotle of different types of bowls. Amazing food. And they just signed, I hope the Bulls fans don't get mad, Kyle Kuzma, who plays for the Washington Wizards, as their spokesperson and equity investor in the company. So like LeBron James, when he invested into Blaze Pizza, I think you're going to see some amazing things happen with this one. And you asked about people buying businesses. In the month after they announced that Kyle Kuzma was part of their team, they sold 65 units in 1 month.
Wow, that's a bunch, isn't it? That's a lot.
Amazing.
All right, so what was the robot thing in Dallas? What was that called?
Robot Lab.
I think
RobotLab.com.
that seems absolutely positive, particularly if it's a money-back guarantee.
Right.
That's really a good idea. All right, we have locally our biggest food guide ever, probably Jimmy John. He grew up here.
Yeah.
And he sold, but man, that franchise still growing, isn't it?
Crushing it. He makes whatever you think about the guy. He's a savvy businessman. He makes a great sub sandwich. It was purchased by Rourke Capital for $2-point-something billion.
Wow.
And, it's not an inexpensive sub, but they provide a great quality product. And what we're also seeing is a lot of restaurants, a lot of businesses saying, how can I franchise my business and grow it nationally? So we're getting a lot of inbound calls of people that say, I have a good business. How can I grow outside of Illinois, outside of the upper Midwest? I want to take advantage of the growth in Texas, Florida, Tennessee, and so on. So we've done a ton of work with amazing companies that you're going to see popping up all over the place in the future.
Well, I tell you, it's all about systems. If Jimmy John can get a fresh lettuce in Los Angeles and also Macomb, Illinois, it's amazing.
And make that fresh bread.
A system. You have to be, and you have to follow all the rules, all 64 of them. It isn't easy, but if you follow the deal, it can work very well for you. Hey, Nick Neonakis, how can people find you and get a copy of the Franchise MBA and learn more about what you do?
I love what you guys do, the energy that you bring. I love Illinois. We're going to be with the Great American Franchise Expo at the Donald Stevenson Convention Center in September. Free tickets if you go to Fran Expo USA to all of your listeners. Then I want to do something really special for you guys. If your listeners text the word franchise to 26786, text 26786, the word franchise, I'm going to send a copy of my best-selling book, The Franchise MBA, highest reviewed on Amazon book in franchising, to all of your listeners for free. Or they can buy it for $16.95 on Amazon. If they text franchise to 26786, that's my gift for listening in this morning. I appreciate what you guys do.
Well, you got great energy. Have you ever done radio, anything like that regularly? Because you're very good, Nick. You're very good.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I do trade shows. I cut the ribbon at all of our shows. I love getting in front of people.
I bet you do, and you do a great job. Nice having you on. Maybe we can chat again sometime.
I hope so, and I want to send a lot of books out to your listeners if they type franchise to 26786.
I want a copy. Why don't you take 26786? Hey, listen, Nick, thank you.
Coming at you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for being on. Cool guy. Nick Neonakis, Neonakis from Miami, Florida this morning. Yeah. I mean, the problem is nobody has $180,000. Well, if you have money, and I don't have money. Well, the bank's not going to do it unless you have money.
Can you kick in a couple hundred on something?
Yeah, right. Could I get the book
Give me a 0.08 percentage of
or just how
robotlab.com?
Nick, send me the book and 200 large, and then we can move on. Get that 200,000 loan.
Okay.
Anyway, right now, banks, no.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
That's right.
Until you have somebody with you that has that money. It's interesting how back in the day, when the bank would take a flyer on a small business guy.
Yeah.
And it's not the bank, it's the rules.
Sure.
And I get that, but I mean, it's hard to get a loan to try a thing when you don't have, they'll loan you $1 million if you got $1 million.
Right.
Yeah, that's just what it is. That's what we got going right now. And the whole big crash in 2008, 2009 when the housing market, because we loaned money to people who couldn't pay it back and all that stuff. Kind of that. 747.
Well, he was mentioning the resting rainbow. I know we have a chat coming up with Dr. Todd here on Tuesday.
Yeah, Todd uses somebody. We've done cremation. And it's, it definitely is. And it's not that expensive to get it done.
Okay, we just got a text in to 359-2255. Franchise 26786.
No, don't send it to me. You want to text that?
That's okay, Kelly. I'll get with you later.
Just text. You go put that number in, put franchise and send.
Right.
That's all you do.
So, but you have to plug in your own phone 26786.
Yeah.
And then you type in.
Who wouldn't want a copy
franchise
of the book for free? I totally want one.
Thank you.
I want that.
That's right.
All right, jump to morning sports for a quick minute. Diane Ducey has that sports headline.
We didn't really talk about one of the top trending stories, which is Dan Hurley chooses UConn.
Yeah, staying home.
6-year, $70 million offer from the LA Lakers.
It's not very much. I'm sorry. That wasn't overwhelming. I mean, we're talking about doubling what he's making at UConn, but you got to move your family to the West Coast.
I know.
If the Knick job, I heard a guy on ESPN yesterday say if the Knick job, New York Knicks, came open, he'd have taken it.
Yeah.
Because he's East. The whole family's East Coast. His wife is East Coast. They're East Coast people. You want to go to Los Angeles? I don't know. I don't know how great California is. It's a shame. But politically, they're a mess. Everything the taxes are nuts. And you got a real homeless problem right near the Forum, right? I mean, I don't know.
He will return to chase a third straight national title with UConn, humbled by the entire experience. At the end of the day, extremely proud of the championship culture we built in Connecticut. That speaks to what you were saying about the LA Lakers and the whole attitude in the NBA of, I don't want to really take your advice.
Well, it's just a different.
All of that.
You have millionaires making $50 and $60 million a year, and you're going to make me run what? I got to do what? Just give me the ball.
Well, and that leads us to the WNBA and the whole pushback and energy and exhaustion and so many games that Caitlin Clark and the Fever, they lost again yesterday. I mean, it's a tough space to be in, but she just really needs to play well.
You just
turn away from everything.
Keep
that's
doing
going
what you're
on.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Put your head down. Keep playing basketball. Eventually, they'll really respect you because you're a very great player. And it's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
The initiation, the jealousy, the bitterness that she's getting all the attention and the money. It's really been rough on her. So she needs a blow away. Probably good she's not on the Olympic team just to get away from it. And then just work hard, get better, and get back, and just keep your head down. That's all you can do. You can't demand respect. You just have to earn it. And apparently they don't respect her.
Cubs Tampa Bay, 5:50 start over on US 105.9, and the St. Louis Cardinals start up a series against Pittsburgh.
Flag Day is coming up this Friday, June 14th. If you want to donate to the Champaign County Freedom Celebration, they'll be accepting donations from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. in front of Logic Co-working at 1807 South Neal Street in Champaign. Take note of your premier patriotic party near Memorial Stadium with the 5K at 9, parade at 11, evening program at 6, and fireworks at 9:15. It's a Flag Day fundraiser to help the nonprofit organization coordinating the 4th of July Champaign County Freedom Celebration. See you Friday, June 14th, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Logic Co-working, 1807 South Neal Street in Champaign. For details, visit july4th.net.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign event Memphis Saturday. Nice spell continuing on, and a surge of summer-like heat, midsummer heat and humidity for that matter, expected by the week's end. A little relief expected on Saturday, and signs of at least a few days' worth of heat wave weather conditions developing into the early to middle parts of next week. Boy, it's feast or famine, one thing or another here. Weather-wise, is spring and early summer of 2024. Sunny, milder this afternoon, up to 78 with a light north wind turning southerly, increasing clouds tonight. There may be a couple of raindrops after midnight in spots, low down to 57. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny early on, turning much more warmer and more humid in the afternoon. Highs up to 88. Hot and humid for the day on Thursday, and late in the day and into the night, maybe a thunderstorm or two in just a couple of spots. Highs at 91 on Thursday, around 90 and a lingering chance for thunderstorm early on Friday. Humidity drops 88 Saturday, heat and humidity with low and mid 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Soul.
Our friend Dr. Todd Likens, the pet pro veterinarian, Madison Kirby, home of the White Goldens. How are you, Todd?
Hey, I'm doing good today, guys.
Just talked to a franchisee who said there was a company called Rusting Rainbow that did cremations. He said it's a booming franchise that works with veterinarians. I mean, we've certainly done that through you. You just find a guy to do that. You have your guy that does that stuff, right?
Well, yeah, we use a local service, Pause and Remembers, who we use. But, a lot of these places will sign up the clinics, and then they'll come pick up and either return to the vet clinic. But, at the same time, if your pet dies, you can call them, and they'll come out and pick up the pet as well. So, and you get them cremated, and they'll come back a variety of ways. You can have them come back and just a nice sturdy little bag in case you want to spread the ashes, or buy your own urn, or they offer them in engraved urn type things. And there's a variety of styles you can pick on that too.
If you have a pet, I just wanted to plug how unbelievable Todd is at helping you get through all that. Phenomenal how. Just everything.
Well, and I suppose people should start planning because it's probably a little expensive. I don't
think it's not too bad.
It's high. It's not outrageous, but the thinking ahead is the important part because it's tough to make decisions on what you want to do at the time of death, or you're going to have your baby put down and it's like, oh, what do you want to do with the body? As those are tough things to think about at that time. So, it's good to know what you want to do.
Cremation is you just put it together and you come and pick up ashes from you, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And if that dies, you're welcome to bring them. We can go over options, and you can pick them back up at our place, whatever you're ready. I'll keep them for a year because sometimes it's hard to make that final step to come back. So we don't push people too hard to get in because it's tough it's a final step. It can be tough sometimes.
It's brutal. It is unbelievable how hard it is to say goodbye to your dear little. It's really, and Todd, I know you have to deal obviously with that all the time in profession, but with your crew at home, you lose doggies there. I don't know if it changes because the number is so different. You have so many dogs. I don't know how that is, but it's got to be emotional all the time.
Well, it is, and we have our own little cremation area where we're keeping babies, and we're going to scatter. I personally, I told Gina when I go, it's like just put them all the ashes with me. We can all go together. But we're thinking we're going to do a little spot out here in the country where they live, and kind of let them all be together. So,
well, I tell you, as far as your sensitivity and care, and you explaining the process while everybody's crying, I mean, Todd, you're just tremendous. I mean, it really, if you ever sadly have to make that decision, Todd can help you, and he's really, really great at it. So we certainly appreciate all that.
It's like I said, all that stuff is tough, and it helps to know exactly what's going on because it's a tough process, and you're hurting already. And I've got some I got to do today already. It's like it's going to be a tough day for several people.
So you got to go through those emotions. You see people crying all the time. It'd be hard.
Oh yeah, you kind of have to have little walls up, but I know these pets. I've had them all their lives, and it's tough. Some of them are characters, and to see that spark on them, it's hard.
I tell you what, it's the worst one for me was Charlie because we weren't there, and it was a brutal one. And then he heard our voice, tried to get up. We were FaceTiming goodbye. It was just I cried. I still cry. It's been like a year and a half.
Sorry.
But it's unbelievable because they're so big a part of your life. It's amazing how hard that is.
That was tough on me to watch him respond to the phone. Was just hard to.
But then the question of was it time? Yes, it was. But it just never easy. And then you always say, well, they're doing better. You and then they're suffering, and you can't do that for them. So tough stuff.
Right. You don't. Yeah, there's a time to recognize when it's time to let them go, and you prevent more pain by go ahead and doing that, and it's a painless death. The way we do it.
I know.
And that's what it's all about. It's about no pain and peaceful.
Well, didn't expect to talk about death this morning, but you did a great job, Todd.
Well, I guess it is part of what we do.
It is part of what you do. How can? And by the way, we had these big dogs, Charlie and Bella, and they were, between 90 and 110 pounds, and 13 years is a long time for both. I mean, that's amazing. We got that. Amazing how long. Hey, how can people connect with Dr. Todd Likens?
Well, we're best way is always to text 217-355-5051.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Todd. Always a pleasure.
All right, see you guys.
Dr. Todd Likens, Pet Pro, Madison Kirby, Champaign veterinarian. Yeah, it's just a hard part. Everybody understands. Everybody that has gone through that. But there's so many stories and things because dogs aren't the old dogs, the old days. They ran around Philo. Everybody kind of had a dog.
Yep.
I haven't seen them in a day, but
we had 8 on the Ducey porch sometimes.
But they weren't all yours. They're just neighborhood dogs. Yeah. But you knew
I knew every one of them, and I'd ride my paper route jalopy PJ, and I had a paper route. They'd follow me around. I mean, they knew that the water was on our porch. Yep. All good.
No, it's the old days. Now it's the dogs are in your
popsicle and my surrounded.
A whole lot of dogs are in bed with you. I mean, that's just how it's evolved. It's gone from whose dog is that? They're pooping in my yard again. I mean, to there's such a big. They go on vacation with you.
Yes.
They just.
I mean, even you were looking at a hotel that'll be dog friendly.
Yeah, we
coming
do.
Up.
We will this weekend. We'll have the 2 Morkies, 8-pound doggies with no shedding. It's very nice. By the way,
right.
I miss our dogs. I don't miss the hair. The hair thing is a big deal.
Yeah.
And so that's something I don't miss, but certainly miss the personalities of those dogs. All right, going to break for the news and come back. Glad you're listening. It is Tuesday, June 11. That's Diane.
Good morning.
I'm Stevie Jay. Back after this. Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
What is it? What do you see? What do you hear? I see our friend everywhere I look. I hear his voice spoken through others, spoken in a little child's laughter, spoken in a magnificent sunset painted in the sky, or his voice spoken when someone praises his name. We have this best friend for eternity who has the control. He has the whole world in his hands, and he offers forgiveness of all wrongs, offers healing, guidance, hope for today, hope for tomorrow, and all eternity. But his most valuable gift? Unconditional love. And allow me to introduce Jesus Christ, our Savior, our salvation, our friend. Just reach out. Jesus will put his arms around you and offer comfort, strength, and courage for all eternity. He only asks for your love, willingness to help others, and a dedicated commitment to walk with him. It is really that simple. Live a life with hope.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air, they all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, disease, and insect control. Over 40 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com. All right, this is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's 8 o'clock.
Will they make Hunter Biden a convicted felon? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The jury will resume deliberations this hour in the case against the president's son, charged with illegally buying a gun in 2018.
Prosecution highlighted the gun salesman who testified he watched Hunter fill out that federal form and checked no to a question about being a drug user.
Fox's Rich Edson outside the court in Wilmington, Delaware.
Now, Hunter's defense attorney, Abby Lowell, countered that the prosecution's case depends on a magic trick, relying on evidence of past drug abuse to prove Hunter was using drugs when he bought that gun.
President Biden hosted a concert last night celebrating the Juneteenth holiday a week early, commemorating the end of slavery.
But let's be clear. They're all ghosts in new garments trying to take us back.
Suggesting Republicans are trying to suppress black voting as polls show Biden supports slipping among minority voters considering backing former President Trump this time around. Now, today, the president will return his focus to gun control.
At a speech at Everytown for Gun Safety's gathering here in Washington, President Biden will announce the Justice Department has charged more than 500 defendants for violating new gun trafficking and straw purchase provisions created by the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, legislation signed by the president in 2022. The FBI released data this week showing a drop in violent crime for the first quarter of this year.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Former President Trump, who met virtually with a New York probation officer a month before being sentenced in a criminal case he calls a hoax, will sit down with a group of Republican senators in D.C. on Thursday, led by John Barrasso, who tells Fox Business.
Well, when President Trump is reelected, and I believe he will be, we need to be ready to secure the border, ready to deal with high prices, ready to unleash American energy.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken's in Israel his second day, urging Hamas to agree to the ceasefire proposal the UN Security Council approved to stop the war in Gaza and free more hostages. America's listening to Fox News.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
They'll vote today in Nevada, where Republicans hope they can flip a blue Senate seat red.
Former President Trump endorsing retired Army Captain Sam Brown in Nevada's GOP Senate primary race, a Purple Heart recipient who ran for Senate in 2022 but lost his bid for the Republican nomination to former Nevada Attorney General Adam Laxalt. In a crowded GOP field, the former president supporting Brown over former U.S. Ambassador to Iceland, Jeff Gunter, and former State Assembly member Jim Marchant, both his vocal supporters. The winner of the Republican primary will face first-term Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen in November. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito is under more scrutiny. On top of the controversy over two flags flying at his homes that his critics suggest show a conservative bias.
In recordings taped last week at the Supreme Court Historical Society's annual dinner, Justice Samuel Alito can be heard questioning whether the left and right can live together peacefully, quote, because there are differences on fundamental things that really can't be compromised. It was posted on social media after it was recorded by liberal filmmaker Lauren Windsor, who presented herself as a conservative. Alito also agreed with Windsor's comment that the country needs to return to, quote, a place of godliness. She also spoke with Chief Justice John Roberts, who rejected her statement that the court needs to lead the nation on a Christian path, saying, quote, I don't know if that's true. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Stocks could drop on Wall Street. Dow futures down more than 100 points as the Federal Reserve starts a meeting that'll end tomorrow with an interest rate update after we get another consumer price inflation update. In hockey's Stanley Cup final.
Blocked by Brown. It comes back to Rodriguez, and he scores!
Evan Rodriguez broke a third period tie and then scored again, and the Panthers went on to beat the Oilers 4-1 on ABC to give Florida a 2-0 series lead. Game 3 will be in Edmonton Thursday. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois House failed to pass a plan to enhance the quality of public drinking water before a session ended last month. Their proposal could require the Illinois Department of Public Health to work with the Pollution Control Board to update drinking water standards to establish new limits on maximum levels of forever chemicals. Trial of former Illinois basketball player Terrence Shannon Jr. began Monday in Lawrence, Kansas, with jury selection. Shannon charged with one count of rape or an alternative count of sexual battery by Douglas County prosecutors. Back in December, he's accused of assaulting a woman in Lawrence, Kansas at a bar. Urbana police and Champaign County Crime Stoppers asking for help from the public in solving a shots fired incident last month. It happened the night of May 18 in the area of Florida Avenue and Lincolnwood Drive. 5 people walking at that location saw a car slowly turn towards them. At least 2 people from the group pulled out guns, fired at the car, which then fled. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Ever wonder why you pay your bank to have a checking account? Fisher National Bank does too. They offer free rewards cashback checking that gives you cash back on debit card purchases. No service fees or balance requirements. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's so simple as you reward yourself today with rewards cashback checking. Learn more at any branch of Fisher National. Visit FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC.
Well, our meteorologist Greg Solier, what a nice, lovely, beautiful morning, sir.
Yes. Hey, is your mic on?
Yes. How about now? How about now?
There, that's better.
How do you know I was here?
Sounds like you were talking from the parking lot or something.
Okay, so at least you kind of heard me.
You heard it on my mic.
Were you not in your official broadcast position? Maybe I wasn't watching the restream.
No, I didn't have the aux button on. Now I do.
Okay.
Okay, it's our Greg Solier meteorologist. It's going to like double this. It's going to feel 90-some here soon. Here we go.
Yeah, there's no equilibrium. It's like the spigot's on, the spigot's off. It's cold, it's rainy. Now it's going to get hot. Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. Well, this could be something that we have to keep an eye out for is, diminishing rainfall returns and spells of hot weather and a lot of tropical moisture that feed ultimately northward from a little doo-dah, not necessarily Johnny's place, but maybe into the Florida peninsula, and then maybe a little depression forming early next week offshore of the Carolinas, particularly South Carolina, but 12 to 15 to locally 18 inches of rain from a drought to a flood there into parts of central and southwestern Florida in the next few days. Around here, iffy and spotty and rainfall chances, and getting hot, getting humid, and feeling like summertime. 62 and a nice recovery over at Willett and Savoy. Now 60 at Danville. Had 38 a few hours ago at West Lafayette, the Purdue campus. Wouldn't be surprised if someone had a little frost on the pickup truck out there. Sunny, milder here in East Central Illinois, though. 78 the highs. Winds turn light southerly. Maybe a sprinkle chance on a northeastbound warm front tonight. A low down to about 57 tomorrow. Mostly sunny early and much warmer and more humid day in the afternoon. And 88 the high tomorrow. 60s tomorrow night and a hot humid Thursday at 91. There may be a thunderstorm in a spot here late Thursday night into early Friday. Highs around 90 again on Friday. Slightly drier air, lower humidity dew points for a while on Saturday with a high near 88. Here come the lower 90s on Sunday and then mid 90s for highs Monday and Tuesday next week with heat indices up there past 100. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
There he is. Thank you, sir. ESPN 93.5. A Stevard this morning is from PDR Automotive. I've got that complete vehicle inspection. It is always nice to know what is the status of my vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it a little longer these days. Where are we?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pay the $100 to go get that hooked up to that. It's like going to an EKG machine or all the wires.
That's right.
And they check your stuff.
They test everything out. And I was reading something to you the other day about how long people drive with the check engine light on.
Wouldn't
you just
do that.
roll the dice because you just don't have the money right now.
I understand, but it's also going to leave you stranded.
That's right.
And then somebody's got to tow it.
Right.
Anyway, if you are interested in this $100 value, and then I'll include, if there's something that needs done and you choose to do it, I'll kick in $100 toward whatever that might be. So it's a $200 deal, and I'll cover that. But at the very least, go get yourself a checkup with your vehicle. And again, you get like 5 pages of color everything. PDR Automotive, John Marshall and his wonderful team, they'll take care of you. They've been doing cars for, 50 years? A long time. So PDR's on Cunningham, right next to the Blossom Basket Florist on Cunningham and Kerr, I guess, very near there. So what you do is you go to Stever, GoStever.com, just click enter, accept, click me, whatever it says, and then you'll get an email after 9 tonight if you're after 8 tonight, one of our winners. And then you make an appointment, get in there when you can, and they'll give you the complete readout on your vehicle, on what's good, what might need attention, and it's a complete vehicle analysis. GoStever.com. Today's Stever, the program where I give you my money so that you might check out a really strong, good business. And that's today, PDR Automotive. All right, it is 8:11. We talked about a lot of things thus far. They're waiting on the Hunter Biden stuff. Their jury is deliberating again. Every piece of evidence I've seen has been pretty overwhelming, including witnesses and videos and everything else. And so the guy's guilty. He was a drug addict and got a gun and lied about it. Okay, so, he wasn't an addict when he got the gun, the next day he texted and said, I'm waiting on Mookie for the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and once you're an addict, isn't it always you're an addict? I'm an alcoholic.
Right.
You're a recovering alcoholic.
You're dealing with it.
If you are an addict of something, you're a recovering addict, but you're an addict.
Yeah.
But the good news is you can recover and you can overcome and you can beat it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the great news. And I don't know his status today, but he's lived a pretty sad life. I mean, strippers and all these people, I mean, all this stuff. And what I think is really the part of it that to me is, I think this is a pretty sad story of a guy that went wayward for a long time. And by the way, the laptop is real. Remember the 52 or 53 CIA executives that put their reputation on the line and say, it's Russian disinformation, it's not real. It's a real laptop. That's absolute from the court of law. Oh, yeah, that is real. All those people jumped out right before the election and just said that? That's just wrong. How can you compromise your integrity if you had any left? So but I think the interesting part of it is, did Joe Biden receive any money? Did he really meet with Hunter's associates? Did he really receive money from China? All that to me is pertinent and relevant because it could affect decisions. Although right now, I don't think Joe Biden's making any decisions. Zero. He's got people, I don't know who it is. Is it Joe Biden? Jill Biden, his wife, I think, is way more active in everything than I first expected or suspected. So I think somebody pulling levers, and Jill's the only one that's been there the whole time. They've had a lot of turnover in the White House. So she has to be running a lot of this show. Policy-wise, I don't know. I think it's a committee, and somebody's just saying, okay, let's do this. But it's pretty woke. It's pretty far left. Joe Biden historically has never been like quite that. He's been a liberal, but he's not been this. So, but I don't think Joe Biden, that's why the special prosecutor, her, said he's old and doesn't have a good memory and nobody's going to convict him. I think that's true. But the fact that he's running for president, just watch him.
Yeah, just inside the last day at the Juneteenth celebration, they had him frozen, is what the caption said.
It didn't look like he knew what was happening.
It just looked like he was gazing.
But he spoke, and it was 9:00 Eastern. They put him at the podium, and it is nothing short of sad. Mm-hmm. He's mobilized his words. It's too late. You can't put him up there. It's too much. It's just too much. So I adamantly stand behind.
And we're all going to be older, and I don't want to, make.
No, it's an empathetic thing. It's a fact is he's not able to do the job anymore. You wouldn't have him come pet sit for you. You would not have this president pet sit for you. You'd be really worried what would happen. That's where we are. I go to Windsor Savoy and find half the people better than this. It's sad, but he can't be president, and I'm just not going. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know how. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I just think he needs to step down and enjoy the rest of his life.
Yes.
I don't think that's...
I would just love to have some options that we can get on the ballot, the people that are under 70,
and you just don't know who you...
But we don't
You have
have
to go to Kamala Harris at this point, I think. I don't know. I don't know anything. This is just stuff we've not been through before.
Right.
8:15, sports headlines. Diane Ducey, ESPN 93.5.
So... Former Illinois guard Terrence Shannon's legal team has requested to submit mistaken identity evidence in the hearing that's going on, facing this felony rape charge after an alleged incident in Kansas.
They didn't talk to anybody after this event.
Right.
The Lawrence police, my understanding is Lawrence police didn't go talk to some of the Kansas basketball players that were there at the bar with Terrence. And you're saying why? Well, because Kansas basketball is kind of a big deal. And... don't talk to my guys because they're not involved, so leave them out of this. I don't need the headlines kind of thing, maybe. But I don't know. That's
Shannon's lawyers are asking a judge to admit a video of another man standing near the alleged victim.
But not the same night. It wasn't the same night, I thought. It was
near the victim.
The same night?
The same night.
Okay. All right.
He was previously accused of a sexual assault at the bar 2 weeks earlier.
Why haven't we heard about that one?
Right.
And you're telling me you're putting a man through all this? And it was mistaken. And listen, I understand the bar was like wall-to-wall people. And so, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Terrence Shannon Jr. Jury selection underway in Lawrence, Kansas.
Right.
And we'll see, but I've not heard.
But this third-party defendant, it's just...
I don't know.
It's complicated.
I pray for justice and that the right thing happens for... whatever that is. And again, that's why they're having a trial. So we'll see what they got.
Speaking of basketball, staying with UConn, Dan Hurley could have doubled his salary with the LA Lakers.
That was underwhelming. I think if you're going to pull a national championship basketball coach,
70,
I think it should have been $100 million. They have the money.
All right.
But I don't know if that would have done it either. They're just an East Coast people.
Yeah.
And
they have grandparents and stuff right there to help with the kids.
What
whatever.
What would be his why? Why would you take the Laker job when it really hasn't worked very well for most college coaches to try that? And so what would you lose? I mean, obviously you get more money, but does that matter at a certain level? Mm-hmm. When you're making $5 million a year, you're probably okay living in Storrs, Connecticut, or wherever they live. I don't know. I don't see the why except the challenge to take it to the next level. I mean, but you're happy.
Right. And he's building a championship culture
every year
at UConn.
They won this last tournament. They won by a cumulative score of 140 plus points. Nobody came close.
Man.
They dominated the tournament, including Illinois. So it was, yeah. I mean, I would say that if there's a New York Knicks, the Knickerbockers have a lot of history. Maybe he takes a job like that. I don't think he checked New Jersey Nets. I don't know. But there's East Coast basketball teams you could jump to a lot easier. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Dan Hurley stays at UConn.
That's right. Florida over Edmonton 4-1 yesterday in the Stanley Cup Series. So the Panthers are up 2-0, and the next game is at 7:00 on Thursday. Our St. Louis Cardinals first pitch at 6:45 here on ESPN 93.5 as they start up a series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cubs and Tampa Bay series will begin at 5:50 with the first pitch over on US 105.9. Chicago White Sox and Seattle in their second game starting at 8:40 after the Mariners came out on top 8-4 yesterday. We've got our bus trip to Busch. That's June 22nd. If you're saying, ooh, Father's Day's coming up, I really wanted to make arrangements, text bus 359-2255. We'll give you all the details on how to join us for the Cardinals-Giants game, 1:15 start. We'll leave at 9 from First Christian Church and back by probably 7 on Saturday, June 22nd. 359-2255, the word bus to join us.
And we can give you all the details, and we'll shut the gate here, and 3 tickets is all I got. 3. And it's $295 a person. That includes all your food, beverage, and your bus trip. All suite bus trip, Cardinals, Giants, June 22, a week from Saturday.
I know.
So time's running out. If you want to jump on, 3 seats still remain. All right. They think the Hunter Biden verdict might come today.
Oh, really?
So we will see. All right.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah. He just got it yesterday. All right. 8:19, Fox Business will be coming up next.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Memphis Saturday. Real comfortable weather expected to continue on for the day today. A little more warmth and humidity into play tomorrow. Heat and humidity for Thursday and Friday with a weak boundary that may trigger a stray shower thunderstorm. Otherwise, not much in the way of any organized rain. Still out the next 7 to maybe 10 days, and a fair amount of heat showing up around here for early to mid next week. Sunny, milder for the day today, up around 78 with a light north wind becoming southerly this afternoon. Increasing clouds for tonight. Will bottom out at 57, maybe a few sprinkles after midnight. That's the northeastbound warm front tomorrow, turning mostly sunny early on. Warmth and humidity for the afternoon. Highs at 88. A hot, humid Thursday with maybe a thunderstorm late in the day or at night. Highs up to 91. Around 90 on Friday. Lingering thunderstorm chance early in the day. A little less humidity in the air for the day on Saturday. Warm at 88. Maybe a thunderstorm Sunday. Hot, humid 93 with mid-90s for highs next Monday and Tuesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Lauren Simonetti, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Crude oil futures are slightly lower after OPEC left its outlook for supply and demand unchanged. General Motors will be buying back another $6 billion worth of stock on top of the $10 billion it approved last November. And GM is raising its dividend. GM shares are higher. The Federal Reserve meets today and tomorrow. No change in interest rates is expected. This morning, European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde said the ECB is not committing to a path for interest rates over coming weeks. The ECB did lower its key interest rate last week. Energy giant BP now says employees must disclose any intimate relationships with colleagues or risk losing their jobs. Former CEO Bernard Looney was dismissed last year after he failed to do so. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Posola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Tim Onstad, want to jump to this announcement about Dixie Chopper dedicated diesel. What is it you're doing? I'm now curious.
We're going to the Ford County Fair in Melvin, Illinois, June 23rd through 29th. We'll have some models up there, some show deals for that fair, $7,999.
Wow.
And I will beat that price. I will have a show special and do better on that price.
Dang. If you find Ford County Fair, you'll be able to see it, sit on it, and probably really gawk it, right? Look at that thing.
Yep, you'll be able to haggle with me a little bit, and we'll work something out. We'll also have some Z2s and Z2 HP residential mowers there. One thing I haven't mentioned, there's a $500 rebate on the Z2 and Z2 HP through June 30th. Dedicated equipment on Facebook, 1313 Triumph Drive. You can get a hold of me on mowers, barbecue, trucking at timo@gstlog.com. We'll get you set up one way or the other.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. here's my price, and you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, electric and underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. All right, ESPN 93.5. If you want to enter to win $3,000, you have to pick the starting five for Brad Underwood's basketball team. First regular season game. The five fellows that walk out there, that's it. So they'll walk out there in the first regular season game, and whoever has those five will either win $3,000 or be in a drawing for $3,000.
Ty Rogers, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, Kylan Boswell. I handled the easy ones.
Kasparis, Ukochevness, Tomislav Isevich,
okay,
Ben Hummerkaus,
okay,
Kylan Boswell, Dre Gibbs Longhorn, Ty Roger, Perez Johnson. How about Perez Johnson? What about Jeremiah Fears?
Yeah,
I got
they were
9.
on like Team USA, and I think they got gold.
I got 11 guys, and you could make probably an argument for any one of them to stick in there. And then you got people that could show up after. It's just to illustrate how crazy it is that we don't have any idea. I can't say D. Brown, James, Augustine, Roger. I know my starters.
Right.
They're going to come back, and there might be one wild card in there. This is like, and then you got injury. You got all this stuff. So anyway, it's $3,000. Dogtown Heating and Air, Thomas & Ellers Insurance, and U of I Golf Course, Mike Walner at the Orange and Blue. Sponsors thus far for our Name the Starting Five. Good luck to you. If we get nobody, then we'll take the best one, draw for $500.
Sounds good.
I think it's going to be hard. And again, we're getting entries in. You get one entry per family, by the way. So if you're in the same household, you get one. So
yeah, Aiden in the car the other day was trying to decide which of the Andersons were going to enter.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure there's something about
Family,
media families in our market not being eligible. So.
Well, it would be awkward to say Diane has won this. Diane who? Pastry. What's your name? I don't think that probably, it's
but for $3,000.
I know.
I'll give you $100 if you want.
$3,100 bills. Yeah, it's a good deal. So what you do is you do your homework and figure it out and put it in there. You might as well. With the NCAA tournament pool, trying to get a perfect bracket. Nobody's done that.
StevieJay.com has all the details.
All the details that you need. All right, another half hour to go. You're welcome to text in. We talk about a lot of things. By the way, Joe Biden said he will accept whatever verdict for Hunter Biden, his son.
Okay.
And he will not pardon him.
Yes.
Don't believe that.
But you have to say that. Otherwise, the jury's like, what's the difference?
He will be pardoned if he has any sentence at all, because that's what you do.
Right.
And nobody's going to care if he's not in office. And on January 20th of 2025, when the new president takes the oath of office, if there is a new president, there'll be a list of 150 people that he pardons, and Hunter will be on it. I'm not so sure. I probably do it too.
Right.
Nobody cares at that point.
Right.
So it is just the whole crux of it is, did Joe Biden receive money for it? Joe doesn't know anymore. He just wouldn't really recall that. So he might have gotten money from the China stuff. The whole Biden family is pretty rich now, so they enriched a lot of folks. Just don't know how it happened. And if you bring certain things up, then you're a conspiracist and just a hater. I don't know. By the way, the anti-Israel people, are you kidding me? They're protesting. They're defacing some monuments across the street from the White House.
I thought I saw that on the TV.
They're throwing things at the park ranger. Park ranger didn't have a gun.
This is all illegal.
Yeah,
so
you can't spray
arrest
graffiti.
You and go away.
They just don't do anything. And so it emboldens these people. But for them to stand out there and say, long live October 7, or the massacre, burning babies, beheading people and babies, raping women, long live, that's what they're chanting. We're just not on the page, folks. And that's not okay.
Right.
It's not okay to I mean, long live December 7, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was bombed. Long live that. What are we doing?
Wow.
It is stupid. You don't tolerate that.
You'd like to chime in? 217-359-2255.
All right, we'll be right back. The news will be coming up next. Another 30 minutes of exciting radio. 217-359-2255. Happy to hear what you think on the text line on a beautiful morning across East Central Illinois, getting to 90 by the end of the week. All right, be right back. Stand there.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Deliberations resume at Hunter Biden's federal gun trial in Wilmington, Delaware. They got started behind closed doors for about an hour yesterday.
Jurors have to decide if Hunter Biden lied on a gun form in 2018 when he said that he was not addicted to drugs. They say that he committed 3 different felonies. 2 of those felonies deal with false statements. One deals with possession of that gun in 2018.
Fox's David Spund, the vice president of Malawi in southeastern Africa, is killed in a plane crash.
Solos Chilima is among 10 people dead after their plane came down in the country's mountainous north. President Lazarus Chakwera made the announcement, adding there were no survivors. It took more than a day for 600 rescue workers to find the wreckage.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Stocks are lower to start the day on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. There were a band of police and Champaign County Crime Stoppers asking for help in the public, solving a shots fired incident last month. It happened on the night of May 18 to the area of Florida Avenue and Lincolnwood Drive. 5 people walking at a location. They saw a car slowly turn at them. At least 2 people from the group pulled out guns, fired at the car, which fled. An Illinois rep is leading the charge of efforts to halt the implementation of new federal school guidelines. In April, the Department of Education announced updated rules for Title IX, the federal rule which protects people from sex-based discrimination in education by including more protections for transgender students. Representative Mary Miller filed a resolution to prevent schools from losing federal funding. University of Illinois Extension hosting a workshop in Monticello about carbohydrates and how to plan meals for a diabetic diet. Free workshop is taking place July 1st, 2 to 3 at the Kirby Medical Center in the Community Outreach Room. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Look at that. Look at it. A pile of junk, a stack of rubbish, some buckets of yuck. Are you tired of looking at it? 2 Minute a Junk Truck is available for junk removal or dumpster rentals to get rid of your heap of muck, accumulations of dreck, and mountains of cast-offs. Go to 2minuteajuncktruck.com and schedule your time. Let us help you make room for what matters most. 2minuteajuncktruck.com for your junk removal and dumpster rentals.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana Memphis Saturday. Nice spell continuing on and a surge of summer-like heat, midsummer heat and humidity for that matter, expected by the week's end. A little relief expected on Saturday and signs of at least a few days worth of heat wave weather conditions developing into the early to middle parts of next week. Boy, it's feast or famine, one thing or another here. Weather-wise, is spring and early summer of 2024. Sunny milder this afternoon, up to 78 with a light north wind turning southerly, increasing clouds tonight. There may be a couple of raindrops after midnight in spots, low down to 57. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny early on, turning much more warmer and more humid in the afternoon. Highs up to 88. Hot humid for the day on Thursday and late in the day and into the night. Maybe a thunderstorm or two in just a couple of spots. Highs at 91 on Thursday, around 90 and a lingering chance for thunderstorm early on Friday. Humidity drops 88 Saturday. Heat and humidity with low and mid 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, ESPN 93.5. It is 8:35. Some text coming in on the Fisher National Bank text line.
Is it Mario Bowser, the mayor of Washington, D.C.?
Mayor of Washington, Mario Bowser.
Not doing a thing.
No, about the
protesters
graffiti?
and the like.
No, I don't think she will.
Most people are choosing to just look away.
We see this guy dressed in green. He's the park ranger. He doesn't have any. He's got a belt on. He does not. They're throwing stuff at him. You can't do that.
Poor thing.
I mean, it's embarrassing. It's humiliating. Why don't you dump a bucket of water on his head? It's just, what kind of respect? They're pointing fingers in police's face, and they have to stand there and take it. Yeah.
If you're breaking the law during these protests, and they're not civilized protests, we should be showing them consequences.
You can't spray paint
so these
on
uproar
national...
and violence doesn't continue in other communities.
You can't do...
What are we doing?
If these are Trump supporters with MAGA hats, get those Nazis off the street. They're haters, and they're... I tell you what, the left is very nervous about Trump because they think they're going to get locked up into these camps. C-A-M-P, like going camping. They're going to be camps now. That's what they're telling us. You'll put all these people in camps. Rachel Maddow says she's really scared for herself. But more importantly for you.
Okay.
You're going to be put in a camp. You really believe that? I don't know. You get into this go down the rabbit's hole on some of this stuff on the internet about what's going to happen.
Right. Step away from the TV and come over here and let's take a nature hike this afternoon at Crystal Lake Park in Urbana.
Why don't we put our phone down?
Yes.
Why don't we just take a walk at the Anita Purvis Nature Center?
There you go. I love that.
Sing a little kumbaya.
Ooh, enjoy your summer and try to decompress a little bit.
But if you look at
Deep breathing.
Real Clear Politics has Trump winning every single borderline. Virginia's tied. Minnesota's like a toss-up. Minnesota. It's the only state Walter Mondale won in 1984. It was 49 to 1 state. Ronald Reagan and Minnesota was solid. So I don't know what to think. I don't know. I mean, Illinois was only 9. I mean, so south of I-80, Trump would win. It's no question. I think, but if you put Virginia in play, I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. You win Virginia, it's done. You can't lose Virginia. Anyway, we will see. We're 146 days away, but who's counting?
In Tolono, we got a rooting for the Bears going on, saying glad you're bringing the Bears to your radio station.
Not done yet. I'm
still
got today. I'll know today. I know today. I believe we're doing it. I just have to negotiate final details with the Chicago Bears. But I think, again, I don't know if it's Sunday afternoon you can listen to the Bears, but there'll be 3 weeks where the Bears will be on one of our other stations and not ESPN because I have a Cardinal contract.
Okay.
And the Cardinals, the Cardinals and Cubs are both in the wild card hunt. Oh, they're awful. No, they're not.
No.
Not awful.
Everybody else is awful too.
It's just like golf. What'd you shoot and how'd you do?
That's right.
If you shot bad but you're still tied for second, then you did well. Means it was really hard. So right now baseball is Cubs and Cardinals still in the hunt for wild card for sure. And don't hand it to the Brewers. There's 100 games left. There's a lot of games left. So anyway, we will see, but we're going to carry the Cubs and Cardinals because that's what we do on ESPN 93.5 for the Cardinals and US 105.9 for the Chicago Cubs. But we hope to announce that the absolute deal is done today, and then tomorrow we'll tell you.
Sounds good. Do you know when Flag Day is?
14th?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Friday.
Friday.
We're having that with the Champaign County Freedom Celebration as the day to hand out small flags when we get donations from people to help out with the fireworks fun and all of that. I mean, a fireworks show these days, $25,000 is typical.
I thought it was more than that.
I mean, sometimes it is more than that. And maybe I'm going with old numbers. And, of course, everything's higher. But when you pass the donation buckets at the viewing area...
I don't have any cash.
We have thousands of people there, and you'd think we'd drum up more than $1,000.
Well, maybe you have the whatever QR code.
We do have QR codes.
You don't want to do
and
that.
they're posted on all the restrooms.
Maybe you get one of those...
Because we feel like you have a captive audience in the restroom, but in the porta potties.
Bathroom?
I mean, where else are you going to sit there?
Well, maybe you need to walk up and down with the phone thing attached to their thing and say, "Hey,
it is."
We have that too.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
I don't know how to get people to give.
I got an idea.
Okay.
Maybe they just don't want to give.
You're right.
I think that's
and the
probably
fireworks are free, and especially people that are out in the country,
but you're
not giving.
Talking about bad timing, particularly this year.
No,
with people getting crunched on even hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yes.
It's expensive.
Right.
And so,
like Tolono Fun Day is going to be June 28th and 29th. You know, those corn dogs and lemon shake-ups, that's going to run you $25 for those two items alone.
What would Subway do if somebody actually ran the old ads of $5, because they would absolutely get creamed.
Yep.
Because that's gone.
Right.
That's
like the teeny tiny mini that for
$5 is 6 inches.
I know, but this is the 3-inch or less sandwich now.
I mean, what's a 6-inch Subway cost? $9?
I would think so.
Jimmy's over 10.
And I'm just
it's just what it is.
It is.
So we talked about franchising earlier today, and it's just these restaurants are taking a beating, and then you got to pay in some states $20 an hour. And they might not come anyway.
Right.
And then who runs the counter? Who does that?
And then you think, okay, well, I got out at lunch $15. And then the person turns the thing around right in front of you and asks for $3 more for the tip. For serving me my sandwich that, I could have.
What are we calling that? Tipflation? It's really, I guess, but it's prevalent. They hand you the thing. You have your choices for tip. You can put none, 15, 18,
or like I like to do custom.
Yeah.
And, round up the number or whatever so it's an even number for some reason.
But to wait for them to see immediately what you're doing, you ought to have a minute alone.
It used to be tax times 2 because we were at 7.5% on the tax. And I thought 15% was pretty good. Back in the day. So back to my thought about Champaign County Freedom Celebration, planning the premier 4th of July party, July4th.net to give, or you can drive through in front of Logic Co-working on Friday. I'll be there after 3, and I'd love to have your donation and hand you a flag on Flag Day.
Very nice of you to do that. 8:42.
Sticky nights and stuffy rooms make it hard to enjoy your home during the summertime? Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to make sure your air conditioning is working at its peak performance. Tune up your AC by joining the maintenance program and get all the perks it has to offer. Call Dogtown to come out for a no-cost quote to upgrade your system today with a Lennox high-efficiency system that will be sure to save you money on your energy bills and let you relax comfortably. Call 217-841-4728 or visit dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
8:44 sports headlines, ESPN 93.5.
St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates with a 6:45 start. Do we want a Redbird recap?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
After taking yesterday off, the Cards are ready to continue the homestand at Busch Stadium tonight. The Redbirds are 2-2 on the homestand so far after earning a split with the Colorado Rockies thanks to a 5-1 win Sunday. Cards will welcome the Pirates to town for a 3-game series which starts tonight at Busch Stadium. Cardinals and Cardinals fans alike will get their first look at MLB's number 2 overall prospect, Paul Skeens. He starts game 1 of the series. The 22-year-old Skeens is 3-0 with a 3.0 ERA in his first 5 starts as a big leaguer. He has 38 strikeouts and just 6 walks in 27 innings. Miles Michaelis will look to make it back-to-back wins. He's coming off a 6-inning outing in a victory over Houston last Wednesday, and he makes the start tonight for the Redbirds. Michaelis is 4-6 with a 5.32 ERA overall. First pitch is 6:45. Ameren Total Access gets underway at 5:50. I'm Joe Pott on the Cardinals Radio Network.
I have a hard time getting over what Paul Skeens said in an interview. He's 21 years old.
Okay.
And he's dating the famous gymnast from LSU. They both went to LSU, the one that went crazy on social media and TikTok, and beautiful gymnast.
Okay.
Anyway, so there's a little power couple, young. But anyway, they said, well, you're throwing 101 miles an hour, Paul, and you're the number 2 prospect in baseball. But when people adjust to what you're doing, and he goes, they can try. Good luck.
I see.
A little over the top for me.
Yeah, you're bringing it now.
Yeah, I think you just need to say a little humble thing like, yeah, everybody, the best players in the world, I'm going to have to challenge every time.
Are you thinking of Olivia Dunn?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's her. Yep.
She's pretty.
Well, she's dating this number.
She's only 21.
Well, he's only 21.
Oh, wow.
He's a 21-year-old pitcher he's quite good, but humble pie, baby.
Yeah. Cubs in Tampa Bay. That's a 5:50 start here on US 105.9. Or watch some of these games at PS. That's a fun time. And they're doing their patio play in the back with the different bands throughout the week. So that's fun to check out too. Seattle over the Chicago White Sox 8-4. It's an 8:40 start out in the northwestern region of America. Dan Hurley says no to the LA Lakers and yes to his team at UConn and the championship culture that he's set up. Florida over Edmonton 4-1. Florida leads the series to the Stanley Cup 2-0.
Big U of I Open this weekend, always on Father's Day. That's coming up Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
I remember we had a guy there, speaking of humble pie, we had a golfer there. I don't know, Mike Wallner would remember, the guy from Charleston or something, came up here and was leading after day 1, and they wanted to know who he was.
Yeah.
I think the quote was, I'm kind of a big deal. So I remember that quote as well.
Okay, then.
Yeah, right. And golf is humbling. So 8:47, check some weather coming up.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
Every month at Stevie Jay Broadcasting, we celebrate police, brought to you by MX Electric. Today from the Champaign County Sheriff's, it's Deputy Derek Rasmussen. What do you think makes a good deputy?
I think life experience helps a lot. You can do all the training you want, all the book work you want, but life experience and just having a good handle on things and some empathy at times.
Yeah.
Especially, Derek, on the mental health issues we're seeing these days.
Yeah, so mental health was, I was an EMT before a cop, and the mental health calls are some of my favorite. I always said that the traumas were easy. Do your best to stop the bleed until you get to a surgeon. There's not much you're going to do in the field for it, but mental health you actually get to deal with from the beginning and try to make a difference before they get to a doctor. Try and resonate with them, and figure out what the real issue is and let them know that there's always tomorrow.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
Better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. We are a locally owned community bank that has served the area since 1955. Fisher National is rooted in the communities we serve. We pride ourselves on providing financial resources that match or better the mega banks. We are your friends and neighbors who are involved in your communities and take a vested interest in seeing our customers thrive and prosper. Offering a line of rewarding consumer-centric deposits, home mortgages, small business banking, and agricultural lending. There are no compromises banking local with Fisher National. Our convenient online and mobile tools are second to none. We'll work hard to meet your financial needs and earn your trust. Learn more about Fisher National at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches. Our team looks forward to serving you.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Whether your project is below ground, above ground, or you're just breaking ground, United Rentals has the equipment and tools you need. They rent and sell everything from forklifts and backhoes to scissor lifts, trench shoring systems, and portable restrooms. They also offer a complete range of industrial tools for any job, small or large. Count on United Rentals for the world's largest rental fleet, backed by a team of equipment experts ready to help you get the job done. For the branch nearest you, visit UnitedRentals.com or call 800-UR-RENTS.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Amp Saturday. Nice spell continuing on and a surge of summer-like heat, midsummer heat and humidity for that matter, expected by the week's end. A little relief expected on Saturday and signs of at least a few days worth of heat wave weather conditions developing into the early to middle parts of next week. Boy, it's feast or famine, one thing or another here. Weather-wise, is spring and early summer of 2024. Sunny milder this afternoon, up to 78 with a light north wind turning southerly, increasing clouds tonight. There may be a couple of raindrops after midnight in spots, low down to 57. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny early on, turning much more warmer and more humid in the afternoon. Highs up to 88. Hot and humid for the day on Thursday and late in the day and into the night. Maybe a thunderstorm or two in just a couple of spots. Highs at 91 on Thursday, around 90 and a lingering chance for thunderstorm early on Friday. Humidity drops 88 Saturday. Heat and humidity with low and mid 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Here's your OSF Healthcare Medical Minute.
Hi, this is Awad Al-Yami. I'm a pediatrician with OSF Healthcare. I think the most important thing about summertime is two things, is injury prevention. So make sure when you're around water, take care of water safety. And also when you're playing with bicycles and scooters, make sure your kids are wearing helmets. And the other thing is sunscreen and hydration. We do vaccines along with school physical visits and well child checks. School physical is actually a requirement from the state. Typically it's needed for pre-K every 2 years, kindergarten, 6th grade and 9th grade, okay? But also your child needs their well child check or annual visit for health supervision every year. You have all sorts of options to get scheduled. You can call over the phone, you can do it over online. If you have My Chart, you can do that as well. Or you can just walk into the office and we will help you out.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
All right, the drive this afternoon. Lonte and Derek Piper in the house all week.
I got a text in at 359-2255 talking about Olivia Dunn earning the highest NIL person in America. So I was just looking up her multi-million-dollar deal with Passes, Passes.
I don't know,
What
but
is
maybe
that?
how many people follow her? I mean, there's a lot.
Right.
If she's just an influencer, right? Influencers have what, 500,000 people or
That's
something.
right.
You can sell all that stuff. That's why everybody wants to be an influencer. and sit in their recliner all day and do stuff.
Right.
And then you can make a lot of money. And a lot of people aspire to do that, but there's also millions and millions trying to do that.
Right. She has 13.2 million followers on social media.
What does Katy Perry do with her 150 million followers?
I don't know.
What does Taylor Swift do with her?
What is the payout to being a follower
A
of somebody?
ton. No, but if you have even a million people, don't you make a lot of money?
So she does activewear, energy drinks, fashion brands, among others.
Okay, but what's Taylor Swift? I mean, not that she needs any extra coin or anything, but The Rock.
Right.
Rock's got
Dwayne Johnson for sure.
150 million people.
Right.
I don't know. And so when you send something out, that many people, will they see it? I mean, I guess you don't always see what's posted. I mean, Facebook, you have 1,000 friends. Do they all see it? I don't think.
Taylor Swift has 550 million followers.
What? Seriously?
That's crazy.
Never heard of that. But it kind of indicates our...
How many people are in the world?
7.5 billion. So she's clearly... Wow.
That is a lot of people.
So when she puts vote Joe Biden, which I think she will...
Oh, no.
Well, I wonder if that has any effect, because how many people follow her that are under 35? And they generally don't vote much.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe she won't get involved. I don't know.
Always fun to hear our show, Stevie. It's StevieJay.com. In case you want to listen at any time, there's that toolbar at the top. You drop down to the show. All good.
And I'm giving up to $200 off at PDR Automotive. You can get the details at GoStever.com. GoStever.com program where I give you money to go spend. It's really fun. Thousands of you have joined the club.
Yeah.
GoStever.com. Okay, complete vehicle inspection from PDR is what I'm offering. Details
Got a summer trip coming up?
Yep.
PDR can take care of you. Make sure your vehicle's running well.
All right, talk tomorrow.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Thanks for listening. Have a great Tuesday.
Flag Day is coming up this Friday, June 14th. If you want to donate to the Champaign County Freedom Celebration, they'll be accepting donations from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. in front of Logic Co-working at 1807 South Neal Street in Champaign. Take note of your premier patriotic party near Memorial Stadium with the 5K at 9, parade at 11, evening program at 6, and fireworks at 9:15. It's a Flag Day fundraiser to help the nonprofit organization coordinating the 4th of July Champaign County Freedom Celebration. See you Friday, June 14th, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Logic Co-working, 1807 South Neal Street in Champaign. For details, visit july4th.net.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions here. Hey, we come across customers every single day that they've had 1 or 2, maybe 3 companies there and have been told their sewer line or drain line's broke. The homeowner's getting ready to spend money, and then they call us, we show up, we stick a camera in the line, and we're able to show them the inside of the pipe, what the problem really is. Then we can offer you solutions to deal with this, and now you are in control of this decision. That is Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions' mission. Provide good, honest, upfront solutions to customers and let them make the decision.
On Sunday, June 23rd, the Cardinals host the Giants. And that day, 25,000 fans ages 21 and over will leave with their very own St. Louis Stars hat, courtesy of Budweiser. That's not all. 10,000 kids ages 15 and younger entering with a ticket will also receive a Kids Growth poster featuring fan favorite Lars Nootbaar, thanks to Missouri Farmers Care. Stick around after the game for the High 2 Kids Run the Bases. For more details, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Lars Nootbaar, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Illini pizza fans, great things come from Jet's Pizza. Detroit-style pizza is one of them. Freshly made dough pressed into steel pans inspired by the Motor City. Topped with premium mozzarella, Mama Jet's secret sauce, fresh toppings, then baked to the thickest, crispiest, cheesy crunch. Want Detroit-style proof? Order Jet's famous 8-corner pizza. It's 8 pieces of crispy, crunchy, and cheesy to the edge pizza. Right now, get $5 off an 8-corner pizza at regular menu price. Online code 8SAVE. Jet's Pizza. Better because it has to be.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
It's the Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing Name the Starting 5 contest. Yes, if you can name the starting 5 for Brad Underwood's Fighting Illini basketball team this fall for the first regular season game, you could win $3,000. Must be 21 or older, 1 entry per household. Complete rules available at StevieJ.com. Name the starting 5 and you could win $3,000. Brought to you by Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, Thomas & Ellis Insurance, and the U of I Golf Course in Savoy. Enter at StevieJay.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air. 352-5400.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Mattis Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855.